the Red 7T studio line.
This could go 7 games.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Get in the game.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. The rest of the day, mostly sunny and a temperature of 89 with wind 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the west. Mostly clear skies tonight and warm near 74. Partly cloudy most of the day except a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and 85 tomorrow. 83 and likely thunderstorms Saturday. This is your Thursday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Krispy Kreme Donuts has whipped up a little magic for Harry Potter fans. A donut collection inspired by the House of Hogwarts, the Sorting Hat, and a shimmering golden latte. The Harry Potter collection now available for a limited time at Krispy Kreme Donuts in front of HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan. Krispy Kreme Donuts since 1937, where you get them hot.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design, build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
Summer's not over yet at 7 Summers Patio, Panama City Beach's newest destination for outdoor living. Discover stylish, durable outdoor furniture at unbeatable prices. From loungers to dining sets, we've got everything to make your patio the place to be. It's 7 Summers Patio, 17833 Panama City Beach Parkway, Suite 104. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. Hurry in and cash in on our end of summer savings. Only at 7 Summers Patio. Turn your backyard into paradise.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
I'm sick and tired of carrying all the weight.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action. Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
The product on the field is pathetic.
The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Thursday. You're listening to the Sports Blitz here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's a beautiful day here in Panama City Beach, Florida. I got two beautiful men in the building with me right now. Everybody's looking around. I would be too. Oh, man. We got Chef Ross in the building. How you doing, Chefy?
Great. I promise you I have the perfect face for radio.
There you go. And as always on Thursday, we got LSU Jeff in the house. What's going on, LSU Jeff?
Well, I wouldn't even put it up for radio.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I had to pay somebody to be here. You know,
okay,
so
well, that's fine. I'm glad. Just make sure you Venmo me when you're done. And as always, in the bubble, we got Jimmy. What's going on, James?
What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, man. We're having a good time today. This has been a good day so far. You look like you're about to say something. Give me something.
Did the Cubs win? Because he's still wearing the Cubs shirt.
Did the Cubs win?
They're up
playing
3-2 right now. We are in the top of the 6th inning in San Francisco.
Oh, man.
Keep on winning. Yeah, we keep on winning. He's going to start smelling. He's got that. Still wearing a Cub shirt.
Yeah,
Gotta wear the same one, man.
Well, we can close that door if we need to, so that'll be just fine. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 70s phone line. That number is 850-215-6290. Also, we've got contests going on left and right. We'll be talking about that contest a little bit later. We'll go ahead and talk about it right now since we have it. We have tickets for every single Jacksonville Jaguar home game this season. Grab a pair of tickets for the Jaguars versus Carolina on Sunday, September the 7th. Text the keyword Jacksonville. Again, if you misspell Jacksonville, you will not qualify, okay? Just so you know, just text Jacksonville if you need to look it up, Chat GPT, that thing, whatever you got to do. 850-215-6290 for a chance to win. You can enter once, and the winner will be announced on Tuesday's show, September the 2nd, right here on the Sports Blitz. Don't forget that. We'll announce that. That's going to be awesome. We're going to have this going all year long, so if you lose out and don't get to go see Sunshine play Bryce Young, you can still win the other tickets, but we'll always be announcing it right here on September the 2nd will be our first chance. Now, also, for a program announcement, we'll be announcing it all through the weekend or all through the week. We will not be here on Monday, so we'll be using the national ESPN, so you can still log in, but we won't be here. We'll be out hanging out probably, I don't know. You guys got any big plans for big Labor Day?
Well, I got to work at the airport, and it's going to be packed out busy because people are going to be leaving town mostly.
Yeah, so you guys, is that double time?
It is for us. I don't know. I don't ask. I don't worry about all that.
Oh yeah, you don't need money. You're just there for the fun. You're there for you like planes.
Yeah, I just want signatures, autographs from all the famous people come through.
That's pretty cool.
That's a good way to lose your job. Yeah, really.
What about you, Chef? You got any plans?
Working double time.
Oh man, going to make some money. So you're going to bring lunch the next time you come in or dinner. How about that? That sounds good. All right, James, you working on Monday or are you off?
Nah, I don't know. I'm just going to do some stuff around the farm. Not sure what yet, but I'll find something fun and or not fun to do. Hopefully it's not too hot.
Well, there's some football on Monday night, so don't forget about that. That's going to be pretty awesome.
There is?
I think so, yeah.
No,
there's
college football
There's college football Monday night.
Who's
yes,
that?
sir.
North Carolina and TCU.
Yes, sir.
The Fighting Belichicks.
Oh, that's on on a Monday?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Under 15 shots of Bill Belichick's girlfriend in the TV feed.
Oh, man, I don't think
We at least get a good minute and 10 seconds of her. Like, we take the whole amount of time. We got a minute and 10.
She's trying to be the next Taylor Swift.
I don't know. I don't know if she'll be there or not. As far as like on the television, I don't know if she'll be that way. She's good at marketing because remember what happened yesterday. So, I mean, do you remember her name? What's her name? Jordan Houston.
Gold Digger.
Gold Digger.
Gold Digger's her new name.
Yeah, well, she marketed for it, so trademarked it, and so they're going to be selling jewelry, and before you know it, she and Bill are going to be billionaires, probably. Billionaires. Man, we got a busy show today. Don't forget, coach of the Mosley Dolphins coming on at around 4:20. Also, you SEC fans, we've got the voice of the LSU Tigers coming on, Chris Blair. And so we'll have a lot of big-time LSU talk coming up at the top of the hour. But, guys, we cannot not talk about it. I get it. College football is going on. We got college football tonight, so it's going to be awesome. But we got to talk about Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, at the beginning of all of this, Big Bad Jerry said, no way are we going to trade Micah Parsons.
Breaking news, Micah Parsons to the Packers.
What?
You're kidding me.
What? I don't know.
My phone.
I don't trust him. We'll see. But either way, look it up while we're going. So the way it looks is that now that Micah Parsons is available for a trade, that they're listening, who knows what's going on. So We've got to look it up. If that's breaking news right now, it'll be on everybody's page.
I did just get a text. Let me see.
Let's see what it says. But
yeah, Yahoo Sports is saying it as well.
Okay, so what we got Micah Parsons going. Let's do a split screenshot real quick. Bring Chef in on this one. We've got Micah Parsons going to the Green Bay Packers. Look at that. He's
Go
so
to the
excited.
Super Bowl.
He's so excited. The Packers have landed it. Just let me know what they got.
Parsons. So what Parsons is going to get out of this deal is it looks like Parsons has got a $188 million deal. $120 million of it is fully guaranteed.
Oh, man. So $120 million going to Green Bay. Now,
I bet his backfield's a whole lot better.
how does that make you guys feel? Because obviously we know how it makes you feel. That's going to be a big deal for you guys. Y'all are going to have some help on the defense. Now, he did fly out today to go get a second opinion on his back. That was the word out on the streets.
So that might have been an exam, right?
It could have been.
Could have been.
Or it could have been they already had all of this stuff lined up, and he's flying to the Packers. That's
So this is kept pretty low key.
Yeah, this has been one.
I mean, there was some talk today.
ESPN was talking about it yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw that there was talk about it, but
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It's just what do you guys think? Like, I know you're over here dancing. Like, I mean, we'll move the chair. Is Micah Parsons to you? I mean, is he legit? Is he
he's going to legit solidify that D-line, give Rashard Gary some help on the other side.
Yeah.
Good for the run game as well. So, yeah. I love this
not
move.
run game, but run
stopping
defense.
the run game.
Yeah. Opposite.
Yeah.
What? Hope he's not in the backfield. That would be pretty insane.
Breaking
there's
news.
a hole, and there's Parsons running through it.
Breaking news number 2. Micah
He's
Parsons
playing both ways.
running back. I mean,
For $120 million guaranteed.
I know.
Run him
Play
out there.
anything.
I know, it's so funny because you have another Travis Hunter is what his name is?
Yeah, Travis.
And he's like, yes, play me both ways.
Yeah,
Does he
no,
not
it's not
realize
gonna
he's not
work.
getting a bonus for that?
No, Yeah, but so how do you feel about Micah Parsons? I mean, do you
Top
think
5 defensive player?
Yeah, I mean,
Cowboys. I don't want to say what's going on, but that's what I'm saying. And then yesterday was Adam Thielen to the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking that was the team that was going to take the biggest drop out of the playoffs. Was the Vikings. And I really thought the Packers had a chance to maybe take first place in that division from the Lions. And then now, hey, you might as well give the Packers first place.
Yeah, I mean,
playing the third place schedule, man.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing because it's not always how good you're going to look, but it's who you got on that schedule because playing back to back to back, you're going to have injuries, you're going to get nicked up, that kind of stuff. And who doesn't come up against you as well as other teams as well. So that's, when you play somebody that's got a good running game and you don't have a good run defense compared to passing game and all that.
Green Bay probably still splits with the Lions.
Okay.
They
could sweep the Vikings and the Bears.
Yeah, well, they're definitely sweeping the Bears.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is going to have nightmares now.
So if you go 5-1 in division, you have to play the whole Cowboys division. It wasn't just like the third place, but they have to play the whole Cowboys division. And then they have third place Carolina Panthers and then third place Arizona.
Yeah.
So this is an easy schedule.
For the
below average as far as hardness goes.
For the Cowboys.
I can't remember their
for the Packers.
For the Packers.
Okay.
Yeah, the Packers are going to be playing.
I can't remember their
out of division. They're playing the whole NFC East,
and they're playing
they're
AFC
playing
division too.
Eagles,
but I can't remember which
Commanders, and then who's last? Oh, the Giants. I mean, this is an easier schedule than most.
Yeah. So I mean, with that easy of a schedule, but we have to look at it though. And Chef, you got to agree with me. The quarterback position has to stay healthy this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to. He's already injured. He's already injured right now. Jordan Love is who we're talking about. Injury to his non-throwing thumb, which, obviously they go from the shotgun. Is it time to start, which everybody, all the ESPN markets, everybody's going to go ahead and crown them champions already. I mean, you just said right whenever you first heard it, we're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's really what that's the expectation. Let's talk about that part. When you trade for somebody, a top 5 defense, what are you trying to do? You're trying to win right now. You're trying to win right now. You're trying to go because you don't really know how long a player has. And like you talked about, you got Rashawn Gary on that other side. He's been in the league for a little while.
Yeah.
He's still elite. He's still a good player, but how long is he going to be able to play at that level? Now you got somebody on the other side that they can't just always key in on Gary. So that's a big deal. So who got the better of the two?
I don't know what they're giving up for capital because I heard something about a wide receiver going to Dallas yesterday when ESPN was talking. Like a Romeo Doubs type.
Immediately, it's the Packers.
Yeah.
And the Commanders.
For now.
Because the Commanders are like, oh, my God, we're worrying about losing second place. And then now, I don't want to say they're shoo-in for second place in that division because the Eagles are so good.
Yeah, they're good.
And then you're worried about one of the better third-place teams is the Cowboys, and now I'm not worried about them.
Jerry Jones is still winning because we're still talking about them. So he just cares about the circus.
That's ridiculous.
So you kind of had the idea when Micah Parsons was talking, Micah Parsons was being interviewed, Micah Parsons online. All of those things pointed towards him being out, but everybody felt like Jerry Jones was going to be the one to be able to corral him in because he's dealt with Emmett, he's dealt with these others that had contract disputes. But in the end, do you think that Micah Parsons just didn't, because he come out and said it, like obviously people go back on their word. Look what Myles Garrett did. Said he didn't want to play for the Browns anymore. In a week he signed the largest contract. Boom, he's back with the Browns. Micah Parsons says, I don't want to play for the Cowboys. I don't want to be a Cowboy. Do you think it was more Micah Parsons not wanting to be a Cowboy, or do you think it was that Jerry was at that point to where he said, you know what? That's fine. We can give him what he wants because I'm kind of tired of this whole thing. I'm tired of being embarrassed because don't forget, it's not about the money. It's really not. When you got these high A guys, it's about the ego. It's about what strikes them the most. And he is one of those ego guys. Jerry has made Jerry, whatever. He's not looking at a bottom line every time, but he is looking at his ego. And I think there's a chance that he got tired of Micah Parsons and he got tired of Micah Parsons' agent.
If they would have paid him, he would still be a Cowboy. If they would have, this is what we're going to offer you. You're going to be the highest paid player, $1 more than TJ Watt.
Yeah. Well, they offered, but it was outside of the agent's time. And so that was the biggest thing. The agent was aggravated, and then because Jerry was trying to do the backdoor deal with Micah just sitting there one-on-one, and that's really the thing. Now, let me throw this in there to you. What do you think that because Jerry's not stupid. Like, people can talk about him and say, oh, well, they haven't won. Well, there's all these other programs, all these other NFL organizations that haven't won either. You can't call everybody stupid just because you can't win the Super Bowl, all right? He's made some bad decisions based off of player development and player personnel. I get it. But he's not dumb. Do you think possibly, I'm going to throw this out there, we might have discussed this, I'm not sure when, but I think we did. What if he's trying to clear the cap? What if Jerry's trying to clear his schedule so that whenever it happens and the Cowboys come back in and they lose this year and Arch Manning kills college football and wins the Heisman, puts Texas up in the playoffs, kills it, and then all of a sudden he's got all of this money, he's got availability for picks, and now Jerry Jones finally gets rid of Dak and he brings in Arch Manning, and that's his whole plan behind this whole big deal about letting go of Micah Parsons.
I grew up, 4 miles from Peyton Manning and Cooper and Eli?
Yeah.
And Arch is no Peyton. He had analytics for the game. He studied defenses, specific teams and everything. Arch is not the savior, and I understand he's at Texas, and Austin's what 3 hours away from Dallas and all that. It could be a hometown favorite for them, but I mean, it's the way you treat people. And the Packers are a top 5 organization on treating people right, and the Steelers are probably number 1 or number 2. And the fact that these are northern teams that I've always thought, why don't these players ever want to come home or come south to play again? Because if people wanted to come to a place that is a great place to live, and I'm not saying Miami, but Miami's one of them. It's a good place to go live and enjoy life, right?
Yeah.
and nobody wants to go play there. And there's a reason. It's because of the way that they treat people. And Green Bay I'm not saying it's not a great place to live, but comparatively to the South, I mean, Dallas is a good city to live in. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not against Dallas at all. Right. I think it's a great city to live in. No state tax also. I mean, to leave the South, like Reggie White, when he left the Eagles, I thought he was going to come south. And he went to the Packers. You know why? They were a contender because they had Favre.
They had Reggie before Favre.
They had Reggie before Favre? Really?
Yeah.
No. Huh? Really?
They signed Reggie and then traded for Favre.
Oh, wow.
Well, so you still got to answer my question. You went all the way around to not say anything about Arch Manning. What do you think?
What do I think? I don't think he's a savior. He's not Peyton Manning.
He might not be, but what did you think about Jerry might be doing this? He might be clearing it up.
It's just stupid. I mean, you don't know if you're going to have the worst record in the league. I mean, look at the Giants, and the Jets are still playing. The Browns, too.
Well, don't forget your beloved Saints.
The Saints are definitely in the bottom 5.
Yeah, for
top
sure.
Top 5 for getting a top
bottom
pick.
3.
It's awful. Arizona could tank for all we know.
Yeah, but in this mindset,
no, don't.
You don't agree with me?
You don't tank for Arch.
You don't think he's going to?
Not.
What?
No, I think it's stupid of Jerry to think that.
But if he kills it, then what are you going to do?
Wait. Arch kills it, or the Cowboys kill it.
What if they both? What if it's the perfect storm?
Perfect storm.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I mean, and he'll get rid of Dak. He'll trade him.
No,
and then
there's teams that have had good quarterbacks. Even the Browns have had good quarterbacks, but they squandered it because they have a horrible team, horrible organization.
Well, they got a new coach, so who knows?
I don't care about that coach, really. I mean,
was that Marty's boy?
Was that executed very well?
That's Marty's boy.
It's awful.
Marty Schottenheimer's boy.
And you know what? I'm not reveling it. I'm not a complete Cowboys hater at all. You know.
Right.
So I'm not just hating on the Cowboys, but this is an organization that needs to get rid of Jerry Jones.
Well, he
owns it.
Yeah, he owns it. But I'm just saying. Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is that when you look at what he's doing, he's not stupid. He's not. Even though he's made bonehead decisions and people have gone away and done well, that doesn't mean that he's not thinking. He's not just sitting in there and saying, I don't like Michael, because he called him Michael the other day. He said, I don't like Michael, and so I'm going to let him go. No, he's doing something.
So he may not be stupid, but he's not football smart. His very first move as the Cowboys owner was to fire the legendary Tom Landry.
Right.
Very first move. I want to do this my way. You're gone. GM, you're gone. I'm going to bring in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson brings in a team that's going to be a dynasty for 20 years. Nope. You're bigger than me. You're gone.
Right.
Now, Jerry Jones is still the GM. Jerry Jones, I'm going to argue, is the worst GM in the league. For as long as he's been a GM, no other owner would have put up with anything that Jerry Jones, as the general manager, has been able to do. But Jerry Jones, the owner, likes Jerry Jones, the general manager, so therefore he can put up with himself.
And that's the key.
And
is the player bigger than him?
Taylor Swift now has more rings than the Cowboys in the last 30 years.
That's true, but is it still Jerry being Jerry and making a splash before?
Let him be Jerry. Let him be Jerry, and they're still going to be irrelevant.
Yeah, well, let me say this, though. Let me just say this. I believe that the Cowboys gave up 40 points against the Packers last year anyway. And so realistically, when you look at Michael Parsons was on that team and he was playing, when you look at what Michael Parsons does, he's a great player, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't like the Cowboys was going to be a contender for the Super Bowl this year had they kept Michael Parsons, because they didn't really do anything in the draft. They picked up George Pickens, and that's about it as far as what you see on the back end of it.
If you talk to Cowboys fans, they're a Super Bowl contender.
Well, they're always a Super Bowl contender.
Last year, Prescott said we're going to the Super Bowl, and then in week 2, they got killed by the Saints, and then that turned the whole season around for the Saints. They slid right after that.
Right, and that's the thing.
They got big in their head, the Saints did, and then there was nothing behind it.
But that's the thing. Like, the Cowboys believe, the fans believe that. I get it. They're just like Ohio State fans. But when you look at how they act about this whole thing, that just because they signed Michael Parsons, that somehow, some way he's going to just be able to make zeros come on the scoreboard, even if they kept him, he's not. So I don't think I don't really care about it.
To go back to your Arch Manning, let's look at facts. How many passes has he completed in his lifetime?
I don't know.
99.
Okay.
And how many starts does he have in college football?
Was it 3 or 2?
2.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. That sounds a whole lot like Trey Lance.
Yeah, it sounds like Mac Jones to me.
Anthony Richardson.
Could be Mac Jones, could be Anthony Richardson, could be a lot of guys that didn't play that well.
Yeah. So you want Jerry to burn it all down and draft a guy that's unproven, number 1 overall.
Because on the back of his jersey.
Yeah. Well, because that'd be the number 1 selling jersey in the NFL as soon as he signed him, if he's the number 1 pick in the draft.
Well, Quinn Ewers was a 7th-round pick, and if he would have gone the year before, he wouldn't have been a 7th-round pick. He'd been a lot higher.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But I'm just saying, a lot of stuff with this whole Parsons deal. And
so let me ask you, so were you thinking Packers are 11 or 12 wins without Parsons?
I was saying 10 wins.
Really?
Yeah, I was just saying 10
I was saying
wins.
11 or 12, easily.
Yeah, I was saying 10, just because you never know with Jordan Love, and Malik Willis is his backup, and he's not great.
Is he? It would be a shortfall to say that Parsons adds 1 more win, so he has to add 2 more wins. So we're looking at possibly a 14-3 team.
Maybe.
They have to split with the Lions. Can't get swept.
Yeah.
Can't.
They won't.
Yeah.
So,
and the fact that they're playing the Eagles, you know, we're looking at potential 3, really quick. That's it.
all of these guys have an opportunity to do something great. It's a great day for the NFL because, a big star is signing with another team. Like you said, a historic team, a top 5 team in the NFL. I mean, the Packers, they're still a top 5 team
in title town.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at it, that's huge news.
So we don't talk about fantasy football, but all these people just had a draft the last couple of days or 4 or 5 days, right? And they picked defenses.
Yeah.
And they didn't pick the Packers, or somebody did pick the Packers?
Somebody got lucky.
Yeah. Somebody got real lucky real quick.
Packers were still a top 10 defense.
Yeah, they were still good.
Yeah.
But,
But now, they might be number 1 or number 2.
Could be.
Yeah. My fantasy defense is just pick whoever's playing the worst team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if it's
switching out
every week.
A lot of people switch out defenses. They don't even pick the defense until the week of. Wow. Yeah. So
whoever's playing the Saints, that's who my defense is going to be.
Well, when we come back, we're going to be talking with Mosley's football coach. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Here we go. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson will be awarding the Sports Blitz High School Player of the Week. This will go to the outstanding high school football player for each week. The player will receive a gift card from a local restaurant and an ESPN Northwest Florida t-shirt. Coaches, students, parents, and fans, comment on our Facebook page or call in at 850-215-6290 to nominate.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. The rest of the day, mostly sunny and a temperature of 89 with wind 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the west. Mostly clear skies tonight and warm near 74. Partly cloudy most of the day except a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and 85 tomorrow. 83 and likely thunderstorms Saturday. This is your Thursday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Great design is timeless, and that's why Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves offers a stunning selection of vintage, antique, estate jewelry on sale now at 40% off. Exquisite Victorian rings, Art Deco diamond brooches, Georgian and Art Deco bracelets, earrings, and pendants. These one-of-a-kind pieces add personality to any ensemble, and now at 40% off. Find your timeless treasure at Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves.
Taco Bell is now on DoorDash in Port St. Joe. That's right, you can enjoy craveable tacos, burritos, and more delivered right to your door. Craving a late-night snack? Taco Bell in Port St. Joe has you covered. Open until 1, 7 days a week. Plus, start your day off with their delicious breakfast menu, available until 10 a.m. Taco Bell, where the craveable comes true. Taco Bell, now on DoorDash in Port St. Joe.
Go Tiger Sharks.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. They're number 1. In the men's room.
I hope this place comes with toilet paper.
The Sports Blitz.
Geez, this is going to be a photo finish.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget to call in, text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're having a blast. We just learned some breaking news about Micah Parsons, but nothing's better than the news that we're about to embark on right now. Joining us via mobile phone is none other than Mosley High School football coach Tommy Joe Whidden. Coach, man, that sounds just like a football coach's name. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Well, man, we're so happy to have you. And your guys last week, well, you know what, Coach? We're going to go back a little bit. So you played for Jacksonville State. Is that correct, in the state of Alabama?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What position did you play over there, Coach?
Actually, I played defensive back. I played a little bit of safety in college, and was mostly a special teams player. Got to play a little bit, but yeah, played on the defensive side of the ball.
Now, Coach, I know because of I'm an Alabama fan through and through, born and raised in Mobile, and so love it. They're mad at me.
Nobody cares about Alabama.
They're on me today, Coach. But anyway, I know for a fact that there were players that would always leave Alabama. There were players that would always leave Auburn and go to Jacksonville State. Did you have any of those guys that came over while you were there?
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely had a guy. We had when I was playing there, a guy by the name of LaMarcus Rowell. He played outside linebacker at Auburn. Transferred to us at Jacksonville State. He's definitely one of our best guys on the defense side of the ball. When I was GAing there, Ryan Perilou, who was the quarterback at LSU, he transferred to us there at Jacksonville State. So yeah, we definitely would have our fair share of guys from the SEC transferring to us, just continuing their playing career.
That's pretty cool, Coach. Y'all won last week by a big margin. Obviously today, come over there and awarded J.P. Wholesomeback. Is that correct? Is that how it's pronounced it, right?
Wholesomeback.
Wholesomeback. All right. So J.P. went over there, looked like a nice young man, and he won Player of the Week, and his stats were just crazy. And all of that was in the first half. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. So, and he's a junior, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's awesome. So now you've got a Mississippi State signing on this team, correct? Is it the tight end Hand?
Adam Land. Yes.
Land.
He's committed. Yes, sir. He's committed to Mississippi State.
So this is your second kid in 2 years, right, Coach?
Oh yeah. We got the Mississippi State pipeline going right now.
Yes, sir. That was the question I was going to ask you. If the pipeline is running from here to Stark Vegas, and it sounds like it is right over there to Lynn Haven, so that's pretty cool. Now, you've had other opportunities to go to other schools, right, Coach? Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
I'm here. I'm back.
Okay. All right. Ooh. I'm glad we didn't lose you. So you've had other opportunities to go, and you turned those down to stay over there at Mosley. What are you trying to build over there at Mosley?
Yeah, no, I think Mosley, as a football program, we have a ton of potential. I think we've made a lot of strides in the 5 years that I've been at Mosley. You know, we've won 3 district titles in the last 4 years, something that hasn't been done at Mosley in a really long time. And you know, there's just a ton of support. I think the fans, the community's hungry for a good football team. Got a great principal and a great athletic director that definitely provide the resources for us to be successful. And you know, again, we're just trying to build our brand, try to build our programs, and not only will we recognize in the Panhandle, but we're recognized across the entire state of Florida.
Well, that sounds good. It sounds like that's what you're going with, and with the athletes coming across and getting to see that's not going to do anything but bring more attention to your program. And you know, this week is a big week for you guys. Now, last year, you guys played Bay, right? What was the outcome of that game last year?
It was it was 63-14, 15, something like that. It was maybe 58. It was a lot. Too little.
Yeah. So this year, what is it gonna? What do you feel like? What are you guys gonna try to do as far as making sure that you come out on top?
Well, I mean, I think offensively, it always starts with just executing, protecting the football. You know, JP doing a great job of making decisions, getting balls out there to his playmakers in space. We got to have a great running game behind our offensive line, and Sammy Chisholm, Will Arboleta, and Sean Williams. Defensively, we got to get after their quarterback, put pressure on him, be able to force turnovers, and then we got to play great in special teams. We got to play great in all three phases of the game. And, you know, we did that last week. Obviously, there's things we got to improve upon on the back end going into this game. But those are the things that we got to do. We got to play our brand of football and be ready to play and compete and play really hard.
What do you think is your key to being able to stop their big guy over there? Because I know he's a really good player, and you know, they like to get him the ball every chance they get. So what is your plan to stop him, or is it more of a team thing on the back end?
Yeah, we know MJ really well. MJ played for us 2 years ago, so all of our kids know MJ really well. I think they'll definitely be excited to play him, just like he's going to be excited to play us. But MJ's a big back. He's a heavy load, and it's going to take a lot of hats, you know, getting to the ball so we can we get him on the ground and do a great job of making sure that he doesn't have any second effort type runs to you know, get them in more manageable situations and try to pick up first down. So, you know, that's definitely things that we're going to do, get a lot of hats and run our feet and stop him at the point of attack.
This is probably going to be one of those games where it's going to be packed out. Everybody's going to have, in this area, in the Panhandle, is going to be paying attention to you, Coach. What would you like to say to your fans that are listening? We have a lot of Mosley people that'll comment, that'll every time we say anything about Mosley, we get a lot of likes on this show. What do you want the fans to do as far as being a part?
Man, just show up. I mean, that's one of that's like rule number one of Mosley football is show up. And I'd love nothing more than our fans to show up and think they're going to see a great ball game. I was really impressed last week with the hour-and-a-half rain delay that we had, and the attendance that we had, people hanging in there to come watch us play. I truly appreciate that. And again, anytime you're playing a rival, you know, that definitely the crowd can have an impact in the game by just being loud and being supportive. And again, I hope all of Bay County shows up to watch two good football teams play. Well,
Coach, I know that everybody that I've talked to about college or about high school football this week is really focusing on that area and that game there. Now, I do have a question for you. And, you know, Coach Maddox, me and him were talking today when I came over to the school. And what happened this morning with the whole free kick deal? What was going on in practice this morning?
Oh yeah, we were working our fair catch free kick drill, and we just didn't do a good job of communicating, you know, how we wanted to execute that, getting on and off the field, and so we definitely had some reminders of how we wanted to do it, but we ultimately got it right. And you know, it's a tough thing about Thursday practices. I mean, obviously we're not going against a defense or an offense. We're really going against ourselves, and we just got to be really locked into every situation that we're going through on Thursday. You never know when they're going to present themselves on Friday night, and you know, those are definitely key parts to the game. As much as it is about blocking and tackling and doing those things right, but just what's your mental focus and your mental preparation to set yourself up to be successful on Friday nights.
So, Coach, you know, you've been in the game for a lot of years now. Like you said, you did a GA at Jacksonville State. Who's a coach that you look up to? I mean, not necessarily the coach, you know, well, yeah, you can name your coaches that you worked with, but name some of the coaches that you look up to and that you kind of pattern your coaching style after.
Man, I mean, just in the college football game now, I mean, two guys that just me being an offensive guy and calling the plays on offense, two people that I just really like to watch and observe and how they do things is Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian. I think just they're innovative, you know, the way that they generate and create explosive plays. You know, if you look into a lot of the key metrics in college football teams, that win at a really high level. They do a great job of creating explosives. Obviously, the turnover differential is the most important stat in football, but I think explosive plays is the next thing, and I think those two guys are elite in college football at generating explosive plays and setting their guys up to be successful. And, those are two guys, that I definitely try to check out on Saturdays and try to, whenever they put stuff out there film-wise, to just gobble it up because, again, I think they're just elite offensive minds.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, do you take on Coach Lane Kiffin's online presence? Do you you get out there and Twitter it up a little bit, Coach?
I don't have that style where I'm willing to create bulletin board material for my opponents, but it's definitely entertaining to follow.
Oh man, you're not kidding.
Does your dog have Lane Kiffin's dog's Twitter profile or presence?
I don't follow that account.
So, Coach, we've talked about your game coming up. Obviously, you're headed to your JV game tonight in Niceville, and we appreciate you being here. We're talking with Coach Tommy Joe Whidden. Man, I love that name. I don't know. He just sounds like a football coach. And then you come on here and you're hoarse, Coach. I just love it, man. You've been screaming at them boys all week. You've been getting them going. So let me ask you this: as far as college football goes, do you have a football team that you follow that's like your team?
Oh, like Sean, I'm an Auburn fan. I was, after I got done playing at Jacksonville State GA, and I was fortunate enough to go be a QC at Auburn in 2010 and be a part of that staff. And kind of ever since I worked for him, my wife went to school there, and so I've been an Auburn fan. So, this season, who knows what it's going to look like.
Yeah, that's a little bit disheartening to hear you say those words. I thought me and you were really bonding for a little while there, but then you said that, and we kind of had a moment there.
Yeah, so my grandfather, so we're Auburn through and through. My grandfather played on the 57 team.
Awesome.
Back in the day, yeah, so kind of crazy enough, I know Auburn just added a bunch of national championships to the resume.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fortunate to say I got both of Auburn's national championship rings. I got my grandfather's. He's passed away. My grandmother gave it to me, and then obviously I have one from the 2010 year. So that's one thing that's pretty cool and definitely cherish.
Wow, that's pretty special. Now, do you have an NFL team that you follow that you like?
No, not really. I'll say my fantasy football team. That's my favorite. That's my favorite NFL team. But no, again, I'm a fan of offenses. I like what the Chiefs do. And Andy Reid. I like what Kyle Shanahan does with the 49ers. I think you can see like high school elements within their offense at the NFL level, and they're not scared to innovate and do things outside the box. And so those are kind of the things. Again, I do love watching the NFL game, but I don't have a favorite team per se.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's how we are. We got Chef Ross in here. He's a big diehard Packer fan, and I don't know if you were listening before you came on or not, but Micah Parsons was traded to the Green Bay Packers just about 5 minutes ago, or about 10 minutes ago.
What'd they get for him? I'm sure they got a boatload, right?
It's undisclosed what Dallas got. They're saying 2 first-round picks.
That's what I saw from Yahoo. 2 first-round picks.
So they got 2 first-round picks, and then he had a certain. What was the amount of money, James?
4 years, $120 million guaranteed. 144 is what it can go up to if he hits all the bonuses.
Oh wow!
So there you go, Coach. Playing defensive end pays a lot of money nowadays in the NFL. So,
what did you think of Jacksonville State moving up to the top level and joining the Conference USA?
Man, they've killed it here the past couple of years. Obviously, I've kind of got a front row seat of that from playing at Jacksonville to being a GA and then ultimately coaching tight ends there for 2 years. I lived in Jacksonville for 10 years of my life. So, I kind of, knew behind the scenes kind of the struggles. And, Jacksonville's a small town. It's about like Freeport with a college in it. So, there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of money in Jacksonville for, say, and kind of what college football's turned into. So I was kind of curious to how they were going to make that be able to work, but they've done a great job of fundraising and getting the money that it takes to be successful. Obviously, with Coach Rodriguez. They were clicking on all cylinders. I'm curious to see what Coach Kelly, and the new style and what that's going to look like. And, I know they got a big game tonight versus UCF. So, I won't get to see. I'll watch the highlights of it later, but wishing them nothing but the best of luck. So, curious to see how they're going to do.
So, Coach, you mentioned it quickly, but how do you feel about the way college football has turned into with the portal and the NIL?
It's tough. Players definitely deserve to be paid, but just this unrestricted free agency, I don't think that was the intent. I think there's got to be something there a little bit more to tie the players to a school, or if they are going to trade school, that school needs to have some type of compensation for that kid not leaving, especially when those kids are at the lower levels, the D2 and 1AA, and work their ways up. I think obviously those are great opportunities for the kid, but obviously those smaller schools did their homework, did the legwork, they found that diamond in the rough, and I think it's only fair for those schools to be compensated for that again. So, again, I just think there has to be something to that. And then also, too, college football is not apples to apples. It's like the way it's going. There's got to be something to, I know the transfer portal is the competitive balance is more so, but financially, the Big 12 can't compete with the SEC and the Big 10. The ACC is kind of in that same boat as well. I think there's got to do something where there's more competitive balance. Because again, as a viewer of college football, you want to watch close games. You want to see great games, and I think if we continue on this model, it's just going to, the separation amongst the teams is going to get greater and greater. Talking about the Big 10 and the SEC, so obviously in a perfect world there'd be a commissioner that could tie it all together. Hopefully we can get there, but again, college football, just the pageantry, the traditions, everything that goes along with it. I think it's the greatest sport in the world.
Now, y'all play Bay this weekend, but I'm not saying look ahead because, that's when you get tripped up and you lose a game, right? You got to take it one game at a time. But what other game on the Panhandle this year, it's on your schedule, do you think is a top game other than Bay?
Well, I think in any football season, the games that definitely carry the most weight are your district games because those are the games that determine whether you make the playoffs. Milton, I don't know if y'all saw, won a big game versus Crestview.
Yeah.
Milton went 0-10 last year, and then to start, they got a new head coach and Coach Douglas, who had a lot of success at Pine Forest, got a big win versus Crestview. So I think Milton's definitely going to be, much improved. And, then our second district game, we got to go to Niceville. We've beaten them 2 years in a row at our place, and it'll be the first time we're going back over there in 3 years. So I know they're going to be chomping at the bit to try to get back at us. So, I think those district games are the ones that definitely carry the most weight and ones you got to be locked in on because, again, those are the games that get you to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's the deal. That's the road of champions. So we're going to be pulling for you to this weekend. We're going to be pulling for you all through the season, and if you wouldn't mind, Coach, just, we'll get together and we'll get you on some more and, see how things go. I'd love to get you in the house on maybe a bye week or something. That'd be cool for you to come in here and see what we do here. But man, we're going to be pulling for you. I think you've talked me into coming over there. I might be wearing the Alabama shirt, but I'll be definitely pulling for you guys if that's all right. I don't want to. Yeah, no, I might go neutral.
Right, no. I definitely appreciate having. I appreciate asking. I love college football. I could talk college football all day, and I appreciate those questions. It's fun to talk about. Hopefully. Obviously, I won't get to see the Auburn Tigers play. They'll be playing at the same time as us. So hopefully they can get it done versus Baylor and get a win as well.
Yeah, it kind of stinks that they put that game on Friday night because everybody that, is involved in high school football, it's just going to make everybody have to record it or listen to it on their phone or whatever. But, Coach, thank you so much for being here, man, and we wish you nothing but the best for tomorrow night and for the whole season. And we just appreciate you. Thanks for coming on with us, and I appreciate it, brother.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Coach Tommy Joe Whitten for the Mosley Dolphins. And when we come back, we're going to be discussing a lot more about the NFL. Some Major League Baseball we're going to throw in there because the Yankees have been playing. You've been listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now,
This is Touchstone Service.
the Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. The brutal hits. The heartbreaking turnovers. Heroic comebacks.
In for the touchdown.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida delivers the biggest matchups of the week from across the nation. Your college football headquarters on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. Your favorite team is garbage.
Dallas? I don't want you going to Dallas at all.
And we're here to explain why.
That place is crawling with crackheads and debutantes, and half of them play for the Cowboys.
It's time to take out the trash on the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget to call in, text in 850-215-6290, the Red 70s phone line. We want to make sure that you do that. We've had an awesome show so far. It's been really good. I want to shift over a little bit to the baseball side of things before we get to the top of the hour. And if you look at it, guys, what happened over this week has been crazy. The New York Mets have swept the Phillies, and that to me was significant for this run here that we've got in Major League Baseball, because that wasn't looking like that was going to happen. It was looking like the Mets were on a trajectory to start going down, but it looks like the Mets have caught fire a little bit. I mean, that's 4 games in a row, and to beat Philadelphia, that's pretty good because they've been hot over the time period. And I mean, what does that put the Mets? Where are they at right now?
4.5 in front of the Reds. And 7 in front of the Diamondbacks. So the Diamondbacks 7 games back is
because they're at 28 games now.
Yeah,
so
Diamondbacks split in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So
the problem is, we're running out of time for all these other teams like the Reds and the Guardians.
Here's a good trivia question. There's one team in MLB never get swept this year. Can you name them?
One team?
One team.
No.
I don't think it's the Tigers.
Nope.
I'm going to guess it's I guess it's the Astros, maybe.
Nope.
No?
I'm going to go with the
Padres.
Marlins.
No! You know better than that.
The Cincinnati Reds have not been swept all year.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So it's consistency, but they don't have the hot streak.
But that's the key. They're one of the ones that it's not looking good right here at the end. They've kind of started kind of going down a little bit because I don't know how many games.
4.5.
They're behind 4.5.
Behind the Mets.
The
last wild card. 4.5.
Yeah, and we'll be at 28 games now, something like
28
that.
or 29, depending on what team you're talking about.
Yeah, so
you're telling me the Braves at 11 now have a chance, but the the Reds at 4.5 don't.
While you were not here, we buried the Braves because they got to go like 20-8 or
20-3 or some.
Yeah, and
20-8's not even going to happen.
They won their last 2, so
No.
Yeah,
they won more than that, huh?
They won yesterday and the day before.
But maybe they won like 5 LS 6 or something.
Yeah, I mean, they're hot. They're doing good.
Yeah. I mean, because at one point, they were, 18 games below 500?
Yeah. I mean, they're still below 500, but still.
And, I was looking at saying, oh, well, they're going to miss losing 100 this year. And then now we're looking at they might not even lose 90. Yeah. They might be in the 80 range of losses.
The White Sox still aren't eliminated yet, though.
Oh, Jesus. Well, one team is eliminated, right?
Yeah, the
Rockies. Yeah. All right, so let me read some of this stuff that happened during this past week. Rafael Devers last night went 4 for 4 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs for the lowly Giants. Shohei Ohtani went 5 innings, 1 earned run, 2 hits, 9 Ks. That's the most strikeouts he's had this year. And I know we've talked about it, specifically you, talking about how he should stop pitching.
Yes.
So, but he did good last night, and they won, and that's what they need. They need that kind of outing. Give him 5, strike out 9, he'll be good. What do you think?
I mean, it was a good outing. You finally got a win as a Dodger pitcher.
Now, let me tell y'all somebody that nobody's been talking about as far as like in this room and on the radio mostly because I haven't heard anything. But there's somebody that has been doing something that has been absolutely remarkable. And it's something, I don't know if it's a record, but I cannot not talk about it. And that person is Aroldis Chapman. I don't know if you understood what he's done in 50. Now, he's the closer for the Red Sox. 52 innings, 74 strikeouts in 52 innings. All right. His ERA in those 52 innings, 1.04. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
He hasn't allowed a hit or a run in 41 consecutive batters.
Oh, batters. Okay, I thought I was going to say innings. It's going to blow my mind.
41 batters consecutive.
That's 13 and 2/3 innings.
Yeah, so he's went 13 and 2/3 innings without allowing a hit.
You talk about not getting swept. He's part of the reason.
Yes, he's the real. Now, this is the deal. 37 years old.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's played for half the league.
37 years old,
He's
though.
babysitting some of the players.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely some young guys on there.
He helped the Cubs win the World Series. That or Aroldis Chapman.
But I'm just saying, that guy is amazing right now. He is lights out. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with it or not, but when he comes into the game, it's almost like he's shutting the door.
James, you like the Reds?
I'm good with the Reds. Nothing against them.
Yeah.
How do we go back to the Reds when he said Chapman is the closer for the Red Sox?
Oh, Red Sox.
Yeah, Chapman's the closer for the Red Sox.
Oh, I thought you said Reds.
No, Red Sox.
Oh, the whole time I'm thinking Reds.
No, that's the reason.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's the reason why you hate the Red Sox, right?
No. I went to Boston in May, and we went to the only Major League Baseball game outside of Houston that I've ever been to. I made it to Fenway in May.
Yeah.
Did you sit in the Monster?
I actually was in the bar in the outfield. In right field, they have a bar, and it's a garage door that opens up, and you can see the game from the outfield. And guess what? You don't have to pay a ticket. You have to pay a ticket. You just go in the bar.
Really?
And you get, I don't say you get drunk, but you could get drunk. And they do have good food, and you can watch from the outfield, and you don't have to pay for a ticket. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna read some of our Facebook quotes real quick before we go to the break. Somebody wrote the Cowboys suck. That's all I got for today. So that's.
What's his name?
Christopher
Multiconte.
Yeah, he doesn't like the Cowboys. And then Cade Brown. Cade Brown said Mosley's biggest fan, tunnel captain for the Mosley football team. So there you go, Cade Brown. And then the Eagles will repeat for the NFL this year, and they're almost all Bama built with 12 or 13 starters. From Georgia and Alabama.
That's okay. The Ravens are going to beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and Derrick Henry will finally get his ring.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's my call right now.
Somebody just said, "Go, good afternoon, guys, and go Seminoles." I don't know where they're going.
They just hate y'all.
They're probably.
And when I say y'all, I mean Roll Tide.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you said Roll Tide, so that's really good.
Well,
but another thing about the baseball is that the Braves now they get the Phillies.
They're 11 games back from the wild card.
I know, but I'm just saying they get the Phillies. So the Phillies getting swept by the Mets. Do you think they're going to now come back and take it out on the Braves?
Yeah.
Oh. Now I see where you're going.
You see what I'm saying? Like, do you think now it's going to
Where's it in Atlanta?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So
wow, so no, it can't be, huh?
No, it's in Philly.
It's in Philly because we have college football on Saturday and Sunday in Atlanta.
Yeah, but Atlanta's big enough to have multiple venues being full.
It is, but that's a lot of attention because Tennessee is one of them against Syracuse, and then the other game is South Carolina, Virginia Tech.
For better reference, the Georgia Dome, or was it Mercedes-Benz?
Mercedes-Benz, yeah.
And the Truists are far enough apart that has very little effect on the horrible traffic in Atlanta anyway.
Well, this is the thing about the Rangers. Let's look at them real quick because you did bring up a good point. Corey Seager is hurt now, and they're not sure if he's going to be out for the whole year, and that's going to be a big deal. But they won last night. This is something kind of cool, 20-3 over the Angels. So they can score the runs there with the Rangers. Also, if you look at it, the Rangers, they've won the World Series before with a lot of those same guys that they still have. So they've got some people in there. They got some guys, and you got Wyatt Langford from the University of Florida. You know, he's there. Their pitching's decent, but Corey Seager, I believe they'll live or die by Corey Seager. So when we return, we're going to be talking a lot of college football. We got the LSU voice coming on to talk to us, Chris Blair, when we get back from the break. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights.
Highway robbery!
But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It saved baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. The rest of the day, mostly sunny and a temperature of 89 with wind 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the west. Mostly clear skies tonight and warm near 74. Partly cloudy most of the day except a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, and 85 tomorrow. 83 and likely thunderstorms Saturday. This is your Thursday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most major markets. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. Just $45 a month with our promo code ESPNNW. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the Scorpion TV logo.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. And now the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host, Paul Wilson.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, farm to radio. The Sports Blitz.
We're starting fresh.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's 5 o'clock. You made it through another day. It's almost time for the weekend. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget you can call in Text in on the Red 17's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're so excited that you made it. Maybe you're listening on the radio, or you're listening to one of the apps, or you're listening to Facebook or YouTube or all the other things that we have here at ESPN Northwest Florida. We so appreciate you doing that. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the stuff. We are blessed today to have the voice of the Tigers on the phone line with us, Chris Blair. How you doing, Chris?
I'm fantastic indeed. It is finally here. I've talked about it for a long, long time, it seems like, with college football. Of course, some of it got started last week, but for those of us around LSU, the season starts a little bit over 48 hours from now, and a big one.
Oh, man, it's going to be a big one. Now, before we get into the stuff that we want to talk about as far as them Tigers are concerned, I read that you are from the great state of Kentucky. I believe it's Hindman, Kentucky.
That is correct. I was born in Hindman, Kentucky, and that's Knott County, the eastern part of the state, and very proud of growing up there in coal mining country, and moved from, I've kind of bounced around a little bit, from Kentucky to South Carolina to the Georgia coast to now down here in the bayou of Louisiana.
Yeah, well, me and my wife, I met my wife in Richmond, Kentucky, and we lived there for a few years. And so when I was doing my research a little bit, I saw Hindman, Kentucky, and I was like, man, hadn't heard from Hindman in a long time. So I definitely wanted to give a little shout out to Eastern Kentucky. I got some friends that live close to there, West Liberty and some places over there.
I've been there for some football games before. In fact, my mother is an alum of EKU right there in Richmond. My dad is a proud alum of the University of Kentucky. So we've got Wildcats and Colonels, and so yeah. Right. Yeah, I get back whenever I can.
Yeah, my wife, she graduated from Eastern Kentucky, so she's a Colonel, and my oldest son right now is in his senior year at the University of Kentucky. So absolutely some cool stuff. Now, on this show, we have a Wisconsin fan. He sits to my left every time on Thursday. And to my right, we have a guy that is called LSU Jeff. Now, he's from Baton Rouge. So, you know, I just feel like it's pretty good to let him introduce himself to you. I don't know if y'all are going to grunt with each other or y'all going to do some kind of Cajun language that we won't understand. But, Jeff, you want to say something to Chris to get this thing started?
At first, I was going to ask him what years did he go to LSU, but see that's not a possibility. But there used to be the old voice of the Tigers back in my days, back when we had season tickets in the 80s, and then I went to LSU in the 90s. Jim Hawthorne. Were you able to meet him?
Did we lose him? Are we good?
Still see him here. We'll give him another second, and then we'll just give him a call back.
Oh yes, sir.
We hear him.
No, I got you. You broke up there. No, I think you were asking me if I know Jim.
Yeah. Have you ever met Jim Hawthorne?
Oh, yeah. I got here in December of 2015, and Jim had finished the football season. That was his last year calling football, and he did men's basketball. So I got here in the middle of basketball season and started with baseball in 2016. So Jim was on the first floor, I was on the third floor. So, yeah. And I've had the pleasure of visiting with Jim many times, had dinner with him, and still text him and talk to him from time to time. So he's an absolute treasure and doing well.
That's great. He had a lot of iconic calls, just like Alabama has, their voice.
Eli Gold.
Yeah, yes. Eli Gold, exactly. Jim Hawthorne, man, he was a staple for 4 decades, maybe 5. It's a long time he was there.
Absolutely, yeah. They got a lineage of pretty good broadcasters here at LSU, going back to John Ferguson, and then of course Jim Hawthorne with his multiple decades of work calling all 3 sports too. I mean, he's got a nice collection of championship rings, as you might imagine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So let's get into it, Chris. Let's talk about it. The big talk this year coming into the season is Garrett Nussmeier. Is Garrett Nussmeier, is this going to finally be his year? I mean, because last year he had some times where he struggled. The line didn't block as well, and he had some throws that he, wish he could have back. But as far as this year, you being around the program, you seeing the practices what do you think about Garrett Nussmeier coming into this year with him being so highly touted as one of the top quarterbacks in college football?
Yeah, I think he's going to have a great year. I mean, Garrett was a confident young man when he arrived on campus 5 years ago now, and has waited his turn. And we refer to him as a college football unicorn because he's been at LSU his entire career.
Yeah.
He's taken the path to develop, be an understudy. Got a pretty good mentor in Jaden Daniels, of course, who picked up a Heisman Trophy a couple of years ago. And last year was his first year as the starting QB1. And I thought Garrett did a great job. I know the interceptions at times were a little high, but, I think a lot of that was not really as much on Garrett as it was the inability to run the football consistently. And suddenly now Garrett's asked to put the ball in the air 35, 40, 45 times a game. Now, he's got great wide receivers. He had a great stable of receivers last year. But I think, you're putting a lot of pressure on a QB to have to make plays and move the chains by constantly throwing the ball. So, the hope is you can get some good running performance, and we've got some really good running backs. It's a brand new, basically, offensive line with a couple of returners, a couple of transfers. But they want to put an emphasis on running the ball. It really is going to benefit Garrett because of his skill set, because of his development, because his father was an NFL quarterback and a quarterback's coach in the NFL. He currently is the quarterback's coach for the New Orleans Saints. So, he's between the coaches he's been under and the fact that his father knows the game and knows the position, I don't have any questions about Garrett. What I have is, can we run the ball so that it's 2nd and 3, not 2nd and 12? And suddenly now you're in passing downs, one right after another. So I think that's the hope. But we've seen him develop and mature. He takes a leadership role. Coach Kelly's talked about it all summer. He did a good job last year becoming the vocal leader in the locker room and on the field, and he's taken those and built on that coming into this year. So I think the hype is deserving. He can make all the throws, intermediate, down the field, and last year really didn't have a lot of weaponry that allowed him to go vertical. Chris Hilton is back this year. He missed, I think, 7 games last year, and he was really the only true burner in that wide receiver room. But they went and added Nick Anderson from Oklahoma. He's a guy with great speed. They've got Barryon Brown from Kentucky transferring in. He just happens to be the SEC leader with 5 kickoff returns for touchdowns. So that gives you an idea of the type of speed he possesses. So now, again, the running game and the ability to stretch the field whenever LSU wants to with their personnel means the playbook is open to him and Joe Sloan, the offensive coordinator. So if they can find a running game, I think Garrett's going to be just fine.
And that's the key. And you know as well as I do, doing all of the SEC games that you've done, it matters in the trenches. Are you going to be able to make them blitz their linebackers? Or are they going to be able to get pressure? Are they going to be able to clog up the holes? Are they going to be able to stop the run? And that's the biggest thing, and that's the biggest question mark that I was going to ask you about going into the season was that offensive line. I know that those transfers are there, and the fact is when you have those guys being able to block like that and do it, then you can do whatever you want. And so Coach Sloan will be able to open the top off because of Barryon Brown. He is one of those guys. He is definitely a burner. I've watched him firsthand. As far as it goes on the offensive line, what about depth? Do they have the depth this year, or is it really, 1, maybe 2, a little bit that's backing up there?
It's interesting. Coach Kelly Monday in his weekly press conference basically said, we've got 8 guys that we could see rotate in that offensive line. So the first answer is yes. From a depth perspective, they do have a lot more. Again, there's varying levels of experience and varying levels of talent just based on the ages of some of these. But, because they went out, they got a guy like Tyree Adams, who was a young player last year, but he got thrown into the fire quickly and had some very meaningful snaps. So he's expected to take a step forward. From the transfer perspective, Braylon Moore transferred in from Virginia Tech, and that's interesting going into this first game because he's played an opening game in conference, at Clemson Stadium against Clemson.
Yeah.
And when you talk to Coach Kelly and when you talk to some of the offensive coaches, they will tell you that last year LSU had Will Campbell, who was the top offensive lineman taken in the draft to the Patriots. You had Emory Jones Jr., who also was taken, going to make a good living in the NFL. But as a unit, really wasn't just wasn't consistent enough, again, establishing the run.
Yeah.
And when you talk to them this year, they tell you, starting at that tip of the spear, with Braylon Moore anchoring the center position, that as a group, at this point, they feel like it's a better offensive line. So, only time will tell, and we'll find out a little bit on Saturday against a really good defensive front for Clemson, an aggressive defense overall under Tom Allen, the new defensive coordinator. I think that's one of the reasons Allen is there now, simply because they were pretty susceptible to the run. In fact, they were, I think, 4th in the ACC in scoring defense. They were 3rd in passing defense, but they were 16th out of 17 ACC teams against the run.
Yeah.
So they're expecting to make improvements defensively. I've already mentioned LSU is going to try to make improvements running the football. We'll find out when rubber meets road Saturday night.
That's right. So when you look at it, LSU. Now I've got to come at you a little bit because Jeffrey, he makes me that way. If there's anything that I say that offends you, Chris, just blame it on Jeff, because he gives me such grief during the week on the shows that we have about Alabama, and just he sometimes just talks too much of that Cajun stuff. But anyway, what do you think needs to happen for this game to be won? I mean, we're looking at an 0-5 starting out the season for the last 5 years for LSU. And I know that the people, there's unrest for Coach Kelly, and obviously, that's part of the game. But do they got to win, right?
Oh, I think that's pretty well known. I mean, I don't think Coach Kelly himself has backed away from that. I mean, he understands the expectations here, and he also is well aware that since he's arrived, and even before he arrived, it's been a while since LSU's won an opener. Now, I know that doesn't make fans feel any better, but we also, LSU's not been opening the games against a G5 conference opponent. They haven't opened up the season against an FCS school. No disrespect to those programs, but these have been marquee matchups, and for the last couple of years, it's been against teams at a neutral site. So, I know it doesn't make fans happy, but we've played some pretty good teams. That being said, I've said for the last 3 to 4 months, if you go to the football operations building here on campus, it comes pretty clear to you very quickly when you enter the doors that August 30th was the opening game against Clemson in Clemson, South Carolina. In fact, I've made the argument you could almost believe that LSU has one regular season game, and that's coming up this Saturday. So I know the emphasis has been on being ready and coming out fast, ready to go to make a statement. Now, do I truly believe that the loser of this game, whether it be Clemson or LSU, season is beyond them? It's gotten away? Absolutely not. Both teams have very difficult schedules beyond the opening game, and both teams have plenty of opportunity to make up for it and be in the final top 12 in the playoff. So it's not all be-all, end-all coming up on Saturday. But I think both teams, for Clemson, I think that there is a feeling that, is Clemson back? Is this the Clemson teams we saw from, say, 2014 to 2019, where they won 2 titles and played for several others? For LSU, is this a team that's turned the leaf on being ready to go in these type of games to start the season? So I think there's plenty of motivation for both teams to prove to whoever. There's somebody they're trying to prove this to. But I don't think there's any doubt that there has been an emphasis put on this opening game. And Coach Kelly told me last week on the opening radio show, we've approached this year's start differently than we have the previous 3 seasons. So, and I think LSU fans, while they want to win this game and they'll be upset if they don't, I think they, right now as we sit here today, feel really good about what this staff has done in the offseason to address the issues that were glaring. Number 1, defense. Number 2, running the ball. And they've gone out in the portal. They've gone out with some coaching changes to make those things better. Now they just got to go out and do it.
Now, I made the statement like 4 weeks ago that Clemson can't win a title without a top-notch quarterback like Trevor Lawrence or Deshaun Watson. And I don't believe Cade Klubnik is one of those guys. And I'm going to ask Paul real quick. Paul, you know how much Clemson scored in their opener last year?
I don't think they scored, but 3 points, right?
3 points on Georgia.
Yeah. So it's a good deal that they've struggled too on the opening as well. So let me ask you this. I know we've talked a lot about the game. Let me ask you, what do you think about the new SEC deal next year coming into effect? 9-game SEC schedule. And then if you could, tell me the 3 teams you'd like to see LSU have on their permanent schedule.
You mean from the SEC as far as the 3 permanent?
Yes, sir.
Well, this will be, and I want to preface very strongly, this is my own opinion, because I'm sure if you talk to Tiger fans, some much older than me, some younger than me, some have different experiences, you'll probably get 3 different answers. And I look at it from a standpoint of what's good for the home game. So what I mean by that is if you're going to get 3 permanent opponents, which ones do you want to have playing in here at Tiger Stadium? I don't really care about going on the road. I don't like going on the road. If it goes up to me, I'd play every game here at Tiger Stadium. With
at night, too.
Of my best, with my best friends. But I think it starts with Alabama, and I think the nation pretty much would demand that, just simply because all eyeballs in prime time love to see Alabama and LSU play, and I do too. So I think you start there. I like the Ole Miss LSU, and this is more of just a classic SEC battle when I think about SEC football growing up. To me, it's Ole Miss and LSU. They got to play, right?
Yeah.
So I would probably put them in there. I'm going to say this. I think the Texas A&M matchup, from A&M's perspective, is a lot more of a rivalry than maybe LSU. But I'll give A&M some credit with the 7 overtime game and the win last year. I think there has been some heat added to that matchup from the LSU side. They're border states. LSU doesn't have a natural rivalry the way Ole Miss and Mississippi State and Florida State and South Carolina and Clemson. They don't really have that. Alabama, I guess, would be the closest. But the fact that geographically we're 4.5 hours away from Bryan College Station, both of those teams are just about in on every recruiting battle.
Yep.
Especially for in-state kids, both in Louisiana and Texas. Both rosters are filled with them. I'd probably go Texas A&M. I know a lot of people would probably say the Florida-LSU game is awfully bitter and has been for a long time, and it's given some great matchups. That would probably be a 3B. But I'd probably go Alabama, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M if Greg Sankey called me up tomorrow and said, "What are we doing, Chris?" That would probably be my 3.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too. Jeff doesn't think so. He's a different guy on that.
Nah, look, I grew up in 73, and my brother started attending LSU in 78. So I've been an LSU fan since basically age 5. And both my middle brother also went to LSU before me, so I kind of knew where I was going to college. But we've owned every end-of-the-year rival that we've ever had. Now, we've never played Bama at the end of the year. We owned Tulane. And then when they gave us in 1991, they gave us Arkansas, the new SEC team. They were just joined. We owned them. And then in 2012, I believe it was, A&M joined, and we owned them since they've joined the conference. I think we're, 10-3 or 9-4. We're really kind of owning them. I think they're going to give us A&M and Arkansas right off the bat. And the third one, I hope that they give us Ole Miss. I would be okay with them giving us Florida, but I think it'd be a travesty of God if they gave us Mississippi State instead of giving us Ole Miss or Florida as that third one. I don't think there's any chances of us getting that Alabama as the third one, but I don't see them giving Arkansas away to somebody else.
I gotta disagree, because I think one of the big factors that we might be leaving out here is the television people.
Money.
And the television people are going to want Alabama, LSU.
Yeah.
That'd be great, but Alabama's obviously going to get Auburn and Tennessee as the 1-2.
Yep.
It's the third team, and I think they're going to get Mississippi State. I think Alabama's going to get Mississippi because of proximity being so close.
I agree with Chris. I think we're going to get I think we're going to get LSU. I think LSU and Alabama is going to be a stalwart for forever, and I think it should be. So I'm with you, Chris. Now we've heard some.
I'd love to be the person that argues to ESPN as going to give you Alabama, Mississippi State.
Exactly.
I don't think that's going to go far.
Yeah, this ain't Dak's team anymore, and them Cowbells seem to be a little less quiet. They're a little quieter nowadays.
Somebody's got to play state other than Ole Miss.
It'd probably be Kentucky.
Oh, God.
So Chris, let me ask you, last week, big news hit. Coach O has said that the itch is coming back. Have you had any idea, or do you have a prediction of where Coach O is going to go? Because Jeff's giving me the old run around with it. He's like, who cares? But I just want to know, where do you think Coach O could possibly go in the next couple of years here?
Well, I'll say this. Coach O's always been great to me, and I love Coach O. And I would say my first guess would be it will have to be a campus nearby to the coast.
Yes.
That's just me going out on a limb. I think he enjoys the time on the beach. So
yes, he does.
I know he's got some sons. His boys are now in the coaching business, working their way up the ranks. I know we catch him a lot of times down there in South Beach, where he formerly was a coach and his son was working. So, I don't know. I think when he feels like he wants to coach, I think there's going to be a program that certainly would take him on. I couldn't tell by, his comments about itching to get back to coaching. Is he itching to get back to head coach, or does he just want to get in there and work with the defensive line and get down in a three-point stance and hit somebody? So,
yeah.
That's the fun of Coach Ed Ogeron. He likes football. I mean, he loves football. So I think the opportunity probably, now that he's thrown it out there, I think there's certainly going to be coaches and programs and athletic directors who look at that. I mean, winning a national title, I don't care who you are, that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
And he's got one, and nobody can take it away from him. So at the end of the day, yeah, I think he might get back into it, although if he called me today, I'd say, Coach, I don't know that I'd want to get involved in that at all. It looks like you're having a pretty good life, and when I grow up, I want to be like you.
You're not kidding.
So on Saturday, there's going to be an end of an era with Lee Corso doing his last college game day. Do you have a good Lee Corso story for us at the end for our final question?
Did we lose him? We good?
We still there? I think we...
Yeah, I dropped out a moment, but I'm here.
All right. Do you have a good Lee Corso story for us with this being his final college game day?
Well, I just think he's been I think he's probably, and I guess a lot of us now are realizing it now that we're coming up on this final broadcast for the opening weekend coming up Saturday, that we all can look back on it and go, you got to give Coach Corso credit for not only building game day into what it is, which is, it is the Saturday. Everybody that loves college football, they're going to have that on Saturdays prior to, boot, meet, and ball at whatever stadium you pull for. But I think he did a lot for the game of college football. I think the way we consume the media, I think along with how we, have fun and it's entertainment, I think he had a big part of it. I always appreciated Coach Corso because I do this for a living. I study, game film. I study spotting charts and two deeps, and I get really into the weeds. That's part of my job. But as a college football fan first, it's fun. It's a game.
Yeah.
I know we lose track of that sometimes because everybody takes the game so seriously, and I understand why. But when you get a bunch of talking heads on TV and they're breaking down the second-string safety, I'm just one of those guys, man, that occasionally just throwing a joke in there. Have some fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about food or talk about, the campus or, So I think that Coach Corso's impact for ESPN is immeasurable. I think the impact of the growth of ESPN and college football, he had a major impact on. And as I said, I think the game in and of itself is going to miss a guy like Lee Corso.
Yeah, I agree with you. And real quick, I wanted to throw this in because I'm a huge baseball fan. My son plays. He's 9 years old. And you also call the baseball, right?
Yes.
How special was it to be able to call Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz and that group that won the national title that year that they won it. Wasn't that something special?
Yeah, it was a special group. I mean, this group that we just had win a title was awfully special as well. But, you know, I tell people all the time, when Dylan Cruz came here as a freshman, I remember telling everybody, look, enjoy every minute he's here. It's amazing that he's on campus. He's not playing pro baseball. That's how developed Dylan was. I mean, I had no doubt that he would make a quick transition from college to the pros. And so when you have a guy like that that's generational, you can't help but enjoy it. And then when you get a guy like Paul Skeens for 1 year, and, you know, I saw Paul pitch to Dylan Cruz. Dylan got his first home run off Paul, you know. And, I didn't think much about it when he was pitching for Air Force. But, my goodness, he didn't take long to make his impact known. And I'll never forget, the greatest Paul Skeens story I have is he did not pitch in that championship series. But you talk about taking the wind out of the sails of the Florida Gators. My goodness, when Skeens came out of the dugout and just made that slow walk to the bullpen in Omaha, that game was over.
Yep, that's exactly right. We appreciate you being with us. And make sure, if you could, we'll touch base, you know, as a couple of games get into the season. I definitely want to get you in when we talk more baseball as well, because we do all of it here. So, Chris, thank you so much for taking your time. I know it's a busy time, and I know that you were worked with the Clemson, you know, media down there. So don't let them guys rub you too raw down there. I know they're probably itching to mess with you when you get back down there in South Carolina.
Well, they're all just trying to get even with me. I'm 1-0 against Clemson, so they're not even at 500 yet.
That's right. Well, Chris, thank you so much, man, and we will touch base, and we appreciate you coming on. Chris Blair from the University of Louisiana State. We appreciate it. When we come back, we will discuss more of this college football. We've got some picks to make. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 17 studio line.
Your attention, please.
ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. There's a double red flag. Stay out of the water. Stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike three.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. Partly cloudy tonight with a light breeze at 6 miles per hour out of the north and temps near 75. Tomorrow morning, we will have some clouds and be quite warm at 83. Possible thunderstorms and mostly clouds in the afternoon and evening and a high 85. Some clouds in the early morning and then likely thunderstorms Saturday with a temp of 83. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
A world full of noise. One name cuts through it all.
Amplify AI.
We help HVAC, plumbing, and home service pros get found fast. More leads, more calls, more results. This ain't just marketing. It's AI-powered performance.
Amplify AI.
Hear the roar.
Call Lee at 850-299-1269. Amplify AI.
That bear ain't just for show.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. Now back to the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's 5:30. 6:30 on Thursday, and you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget to call in, text in the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. Don't forget, we're giving away tickets to the Jacksonville Jaguars home game this season. Grab a pair of tickets for the Jaguars versus Carolina Panthers on Sunday, September the 7th. Text the keyword Jacksonville to 850-215-6290 for a chance to win. You can enter and you can be the winner, and we will be selecting on next Tuesday, September the 2nd at 5:20. So make sure that you're in the building whenever we do this, because we will be announcing it. You don't have to actually be here, but on the app or wherever you listen to, we'll be putting it out there. So it's exciting. Don't want to forget, the reason we can do what we do here is our great sponsors, Recommended Collision Center. They are top notch. You're talking about painting. You're talking about fitting your parts right. You're talking about getting your vehicle looking sharp. Those guys over at Recommended Collision Center can do that. Give those guys a call. Tell them Paul sent you from the Sports Blitz, and they'll give you a discount. Ladies, if you accidentally did it, going somewhere and you accidentally did something to the vehicle, you don't know what's going on. Take it over there. Let Brandon and those guys look at it. They'll take care of it maybe before your husband will find out. He won't even know the difference. So we appreciate Recommended Collision Center. That way you can get it taken care of over there with those guys.
I think Bama fans are probably worse drivers than women now.
That's that right?
No, I'm joking.
Well, the thing is that, it is what it is. Now, let's talk about our other sponsor, AutoNation Ford in Panama City. They have all of the vehicles ready to go. If you want a new vehicle, if you want a used vehicle, whichever way you go, they've got you covered. They've got great deals. They got great options. They also have a good sale going on right now. So go over there and see those guys. They work late. They'll stay there for you. They'll let you get in the car, drive the car, look at the car, inspect the car, so that you can get the car that you want. So go see those guys over at AutoNation Ford in Panama City. And again, tell them that the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson sent you, and they'll take care of you. Guys, we discussed it earlier. Chef, you said it earlier to ask Chris Blair about it. We will not see Lee Corso donning the headgear ever again after this week. A sad day for college football. It's going to be a tearjerker, I'm sure. There'll be a lot of people there, because, it's been something that we've all grown. It seems like we've all kind of grown up with it, watching it. And, that's the thing about it. He's been a stalwart for that show for many, many years, and seeing him there, waiting until the 12 o'clock, or if you're in the East Coast, 1 o'clock, when you would see it hit, it would be like, man, what's he going to pick? You'd wait before you went to dinner. You'd wait before you were going wherever you're going is. I remember there were times when I would be like, hold on. Let's see who he picks, because that was the way it was always going. And so, it's going to be a pretty solemn moment, but I believe he's going to go out with Brutus. I think he's going to pick Ohio State, and especially with that crowd there in Columbus, he's probably going to make a lot of people happy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he started with Brutus. It's only fair that he ends with Brutus. I honestly wish that it would have happened a couple of years ago when he was more into it, like more, I don't know, before the stroke.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Once he had that stroke, he just wasn't the same Coach Corso that we all loved. And
yeah, I mean, that's kind of happening now. What did you say earlier about his winning percentage as far as his picking percentage?
So the headgear, 66.5% win percentage on the headgear, and that's not good because it's not against the spread,
Right, it's just a straight up pick. And it's always the big game, right?
Yeah, I mean, 90% of the time, it is the biggest game of the weekend. I mean, he's going to places like Spokane, Washington for Washington State before, There's been times where they kind of slid on down to
North Dakota.
Yeah, he went to North Dakota once. That's what I was thinking about.
Yes.
North Dakota State. But
Yeah,
but the Fighting Sioux.
No, it's Bison.
Is that what it is?
Bison? I'm sorry.
North Dakota State's Bison.
Because
I'm sorry. I nailed the wrong mascot there.
Their mascot Bison is named Corso.
Oh, okay. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool story. But, yeah, when you look at it, I mean, it's a sad day for college football. I think the new way, the new show that they have, I think they've been, planning for this, kind of bringing McAfee in there to bring it, for him. They had to have
How
something.
do you feel about McAfee?
I mean, he's all right. I mean, he gets them going. I just think, whatever's good for entertainment, I think that's what the whole show is. I mean, if you can think about it, we do a 2-hour show and, it has to be, produced every day. We have to make sure we've got everybody on. We got to make sure that we discuss it. We have a schedule. We have stuff that we talk about. If you imagine having to be there for that long to the prep and all of that it takes. Now, obviously, they're reading the teleprompters and all that. But still being able to do that, I think with him being there, it's a good deal. I think it's fun. I think it brings the younger audience because of his podcast and because of his show. And he's a little bit crazy and out of control.
You really think McAfee's reading the teleprompter?
He's 90% of the time he's winging it.
Well, he went to West Virginia, so I'm not even sure if he can read. So I don't know.
Yeah, he went to West Virginia for college.
Yeah.
Because he's from Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's from
he went there just to get because of the kicker scholarship. That's the only reason why he went to West Virginia.
Yeah.
He didn't really care for them, really. I mean, maybe a little bit, but But his match with Saban, it's not a good fit.
You don't think so? You don't like it?
Absolutely not. No. You look at the looks that Saban looks over at him and everything, and it's like granddad and, the little kid who's just, I can't stay still, That's kind of how McAfee is. And you never know what's going to come out of his mouth next.
They need Saban to keep McAfee in check.
No, he doesn't keep him in check at all.
Yeah.
None of the rest of them do. Reese can't.
He's uncontrollable. And that's the funny part is that ESPN recognizes his following and got him the job that he has at ESPN because of the interest of the younger crowd.
Well, and you'll see it. You'll see as you're watching the show, you'll see Reese Davis kind of he'll have to pull it back in. He tries to corral everybody because Coach Saban, he's there for his analytics. He's there just to say a few things. He's there to give his personal opinions.
Reputation.
Yeah, and what he knows. Yeah. And then you got Herb Street. He's there to give analytical thoughts and to say stuff about this or that, and then it's same as well as Desmond. But then you look at Reese. Reese is the controller of the set. He's the host, and so it's the hardest part. And that's who, if you watch sometimes he's freaking out because McAfee is going way off the key, and that's the deal.
With the Jalen Milroe, who was one that almost slipped up. That was Reese.
Oh, yeah. You know that one, huh?
Yeah.
The 4 letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not just...
Blank.
Yeah, but he realistically, but McAfee, he'll just flat out cuss on the air.
You know what he did at LSU, though, right? He
did the song.
And then, I don't approve of that song.
Yeah, we know you don't. We should have asked Chris Blair, did he approve of that song?
No.
He probably doesn't, for sure.
And you know what? I think he's actually probably around my age, Chris Blair is. So when I said I'm the old man,
Yeah. You probably offended him. He may not ever come back.
No. He and I are probably around the same age, but McAfee's uncontrollable. Reese tries to bring him back in, but it's I don't.
So speaking of his show, it's going to be interesting with Eisen being on the same exact time he's on. Who gets the TV spot?
It's probably shoved to the afternoon. Eisen.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, McAfee. The thing about McAfee is that he does carry an audience, and people. If you go places, if you go to restaurants, you'll see at lunchtime and all of the times where he's on. That's when they've got it on. A lot of people do.
AJ Hawk was a Packer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't remember where you played college.
Ohio State.
Ohio State. Okay. I think he's the one that needs to go. I think he's just there. It's like, who is this guy off to the side, type thing. He barely puts any words in.
Yeah, well, he probably just does it for the bodyguard part because there's been times where somebody's tried to jump him.
He's not in their studio.
Yeah, I know.
He's in his own house.
But it's but on the TV, he's right there on the right-hand side. It's like, what's that guy just sitting there for, not saying anything? It's kind of like, get rid of that guy. Bring him somebody else.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree, but the way he does it now, he's standing up all the time and he's, wild. But I think for the game day, the college game day set, I think it's good for them. And I think they get to that place to where when will it not be funny anymore? And when will they not be? Because I feel like he's more of a gimmick. I feel like more he's a gimmick kind of guy. But Saban coming on brand new, and him already kind of being there, you didn't really notice it. But now, is it going to be like, oh, he's the sideshow, we're kind of tired of it. Yeah. But he does get the college kids and the people at the stadium going and singing their songs and that kind of thing. So, I mean, I think it's a good, but I don't know how long. I don't know if the longevity of what he's doing is going to work or not.
You're right. I mean, when Carson was around, Johnny Carson doing the late night show, the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
I mean, he was wildly popular, but when David Letterman came up with something different, all the young crowd went towards him. But then after a few years, it was kind of like, Letterman, you're still doing the same thing 8-9 years later. And it's like, we need a new stick here, you know? And I think that's kind of a comparison.
NBC stuck it to Letterman, too.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. And when we come back, we're going to discuss the last part of our college football pick'ems. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Breaking news, Tay and Travis are engaged. And I mean, have you ever seen a more in-love couple right there? The pop star and the NFL star. I'm just hoping for an invitation. That is not a wedding you want to be left home at.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keep the adventure going this fall in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Our SUV family is built for all in adventures and endless possibilities. Stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. You'll find the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Save cool cash this week on the purchase of a new Kia SUV. Now offering 0% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. The road is yours in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento with $20.83 per 1,000 financed in 48 months. Qualities limited, cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Let's take delivery from dealer stock through 9/2/25.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios, ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the new Sports Blitz. Call in with your questions, hot takes, and rants at 850-215-6290. The Sports Talk Monster.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And that's right, we're back. It's the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget to call in, to text in the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. We are excited. I don't want to go before I say we need you to call in or text in or message us on Facebook. We will be doing, I know tomorrow is Friday Night Lights, so we will be doing the Sports Blitz Player of the Week for football. So make sure if you see a kid that's dominating, send him on over. I'll tell you what, guys, today's winner got a lot of stuff. He got a 3 or 4 different gift cards. He got another a set of wireless speaker. It was really cool. He had some cool stuff and an ESPN Northwest Florida t-shirt. So it was really cool for him. Now, we've got football that's already started. It's already underway, and it looks like Boise State is up over, is that
South Florida.
South Florida, 7-3. Yep. So big shocker. Second quarter. So Boise State, pretty much everybody kind of picked them to win. They're ranked 25th in the country on the AP poll right now. So looking pretty good, Boise State. But let's get into it. Chef Ross is here in the building with us, and we're going to go over the picks real quick. Now, we've already picked. We'll tell you who we picked, but if you could, Chef, go ahead and tell us who you think is going to win the number one game of the week. It's Texas versus Ohio State. Who you going with, Chef?
Both quarterbacks need to show some, it's a first start ever. So at that point.
Not really. I mean, Arches had 2, but they were lesser opponents.
At that point, give me the home team. Give me Ohio State.
Ohio State. Okay, I went with Texas, and you went with Texas.
Yeah, and then so did Brandon.
Yeah, so Brandon did. So you're the only one so far picking Ohio State. Let me give you a quick stat. I've done this all 3 days. So a starting quarterback playing against the number one team in the country at being his first start is 0-18 against them. So Julian Sayans got some big shoes to fill and some history to erase.
And rookie quarterbacks against the Matt Patricia defense are 0 for whatever, too.
Well, we'll see. That's NFL. Here we go.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Who's the Ohio State quarterback last year?
Will Howard.
It was Will
Howard.
It was Will Howard. That's not big. Was he size
Howard.
9? No, I'm joking.
How big were Quinn Ewers' feet?
Probably a lot bigger.
Oh, God.
Will Howard was at least a 4th-round pick.
They're both
Shots fired.
All right, here we go. Notre Dame and Miami.
That's in Miami?
That is in Miami, yep.
Give me Notre Dame for that little upset there.
Notre Dame. Well, Notre Dame is
Are they favored?
6th. Yeah, they're favored by 2.5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they went to the Final Four. No, went to the national championship
They played
last
the national
year.
title, yeah. But they lost a lot. But they still got their running back. So I went with Miami. I'm buying the Carson Beck train right now. So now we go to LSU and Clemson. Who you got?
Tigers.
We figured.
Man, that is a tough one. LSU hasn't won a home game or a first week game in forever.
Yeah,
so let's add one more year to that.
Oh, yeah. So you're going with Clemson. I went with Clemson. Surprisingly, Jeff went with Clemson. He's a realist as well. Alabama and Florida State, obviously, at Doak Campbell. What you got on that one?
If I don't have to pick the spread, give me Bama.
All right. Yep. So Alabama. Jeff said Alabama. Virginia Tech at South Carolina.
No, not at.
No, it's
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Give me South Carolina.
Yeah, that's
I think Beamer's going to be very motivated to play against his dad's team.
Although
even though his dad's not there.
Yeah, although we did get some feedback that Virginia Tech is probably going to be one of those teams in the ACC that's probably going to have a chance.
Yeah.
So, but I still think South Carolina as well. Auburn and Baylor at Baylor. So we'll see what you think about that one.
Auburn.
I went Auburn. Did you go Auburn?
I think I went Baylor.
You went Baylor.
One.
Yeah, I thought so.
I did.
Yeah, so we'll see on that one. TCU and North Carolina. Bill Belichick's first game of college football.
We differed on this one, so.
Give me the Fighting Bill Belichick's.
Oh, going with UNC. That's what I went with as well.
I went with TCU.
He went with TCU.
Sonny Dykes.
He believes in Sonny Dykes. He's going to say that Sonny Dykes is going to win Coach of the Year in his
I don't know. Well,
his conference.
No, he won't win Coach of the Year, but he'll be in the running.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Coach Prime's going to win Coach of the Year in that conference just because he's Coach Prime.
They're losing to Georgia Tech this week.
Yeah. Syracuse and Tennessee. Who you got?
Tennessee.
All right, Tennessee. I went Tennessee. Jeff went Tennessee. And then we've got Georgia Tech against Colorado.
Give me Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, yeah, that's who we went for as well. And then you got Nebraska and Cincinnati.
You're not giving me the Wisconsin game tonight. Okay.
Who's Wisconsin playing?
Miami.
Of Ohio?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Really? You know what? They weren't even my 11th pick. Because I'm the one that picked out these 10 games, and they weren't even my 11th.
But give me Nebraska. I think they're going to surprise some teams in the Big Ten. I like Matt Rule.
Who are they going to surprise? Minnesota? The Golden Gophers.
I think they're going to be a top team in the Big Ten.
What?
Not like the top. They're probably.
I think they're going to lose to Iowa. No, I don't think Nebraska's going to be like that. I don't know. They won't win 10. They won't win 10.
Let's do a little bit of pick 'em real quick. And what the rules are is just I want to hear your pick of the team that's going to break the losing streaks. So we've got the longest active losing streaks among FBS teams right now. I'm not going to tell you who they're playing. I just want you to pick the team that you think is going to win their game this weekend and break their streak. The teams are Kent State. They're in a 21-game losing streak. Purdue is at a 11-game losing streak.
Wow.
Yeah. University of Southern Mississippi is at a 10-game losing streak. Oklahoma State is at a 9-game losing streak.
They started at 3-0 last year.
And these last 4 teams all have been on a 6-game losing streak. Nevada, Louisiana Monroe, Pitt, and San Diego State University. So you've got some teams there that look like they're probably surprising. Oklahoma State, I knew that. Yeah. Southern Mississippi, I knew that one. Purdue, I did not know.
Oh, it was Southern Miss, is what you said?
Yeah, Southern Miss. Okay. Yeah, so they're down. So it probably matters who they play, obviously, because these are not high-level teams, but there's probably one or two that I would say is probably going to have a shot at winning.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think, Jeff? Who you got?
Well, the two that come to my mind as far as respect goes, well, not really so much respect, but I think that there's no chance of them continuing it, is Purdue, because of coaching, and San Diego State, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Now, Southern Miss has the coach from Marshall.
And he brought a lot of his players that they were, didn't they win their conference?
They won the Sun Belt. Not only did they win the Eastern Division, but then they won the conference championship versus Louisiana Lafayette. So those are the three that definitely come to mind. Gundy at Oklahoma State is definitely a thought. And then after that, come on, Kent State? Really?
Yeah.
And I can't remember if you had another one on there. I'm sure there was one, but Nevada. Yeah, Nevada's trash.
Monroe.
Nevada's trash. Louisiana Monroe has a lot of support, good coaching, good people in their office. But, you know, for that school to turn it, it's going to take all that.
So do you think there's going to be more than one team that breaks it, or do you think there's going to
be? Not in week one. I mean, there might be 2 teams that break it. It depends who they're playing, obviously.
Who's your 2 teams that you think is going to break it for week one?
Right off the bat. Well, I mean, it depends who Purdue's playing.
Yeah. So you're going to say Purdue?
Purdue and San Diego State. That's
okay, James, I'll let you go next. And do you need the rundown of the names?
I mean, Oklahoma State's going to get the win tonight. They play tonight, and I know who they play.
Yep.
So, yeah, they're going to win tonight, and they'll break their streak at least.
Yeah, that's what You want to go ahead and tell them?
Missouri State? Who are they playing?
University Tennessee Martin.
Tennessee Martin.
And
it's not.
Who's the famous person that went to UTM
and transferred out?
No, didn't transfer out.
There was a famous one that went to Eastern Tennessee State, and there was a famous person who went to UT Chattanooga. But UT Martin?
I thought he went to UT Martin.
It's not Terrell Owens.
He went to Chattanooga, right?
Went to Chattanooga.
Okay, that's the other one. That's who I was thinking of.
No. Yeah,
but UT Martin has had some
decent teams and pretty good winning years. They've even played the Volunteers.
Yeah.
So they're not afraid within their own state.
No, they've played some teams.
They're in the shadows in that state for sure. I mean, but no.
Yeah, especially with Vanderbilt coming up.
I was going to say Oklahoma State without even knowing who they were playing, just because Gundy is a decent coach. And you were telling us last year they were 3-0.
Yeah, they're 3-0 and they dropped 9 in a row, 3-9. Who I did not see that coming.
They're really good at picking up cupcakes in the non-conference, and then once they get into conference play, forget about it.
Well, here's the biggest insult. So OSU, they say, who's the real OSU? Is it Oregon State or is it Oklahoma State? Well, not only did the Sooners avoid playing the Cowboys in state, they're playing Oregon State this year.
Oh, wow.
So that's like a slap in the face. Oklahoma Sooners have just disregarded that the Cowboys even existed for Bedlam.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Yeah. Well, pulling this back in, we'll look at those games. That just kind of threw me for a loop to see some of those guys with that big of a losing streak. But I don't know if you guys have looked at it or not, but there's a big story coming out whether or not Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports, which he's now with Fox, I believe they put him in there to be the person that is the, I don't know, what would you call the B personality to come in like McAfee that's going to be on Fox's network to rival McAfee as being the crazy one. So he's been banned, but not really. So everybody's kind of passing the buck. Ohio State saying, oh, we didn't ban him. And then Fox is saying, well, we definitely didn't ban him. So who is it banning Dave Portnoy. But it's just going to be curious to see because they start outside of Columbus, and then once the show moves on, then they move in, and then that's where they're saying that it's going to be a problem. So Dave Portnoy is going to be on the broadcast for Fox, and they're going to write. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make a big splash with a big personality to come in there like McAfee for Fox.
You can't take away from the Corso. Like, you got to send them to a different game.
Yeah, but they're not.
I know.
It's agitation, and it's worse because he's a Michigan guy at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And then what I heard originally was that he was banned from the stadium.
Yeah, he's
right.
And
Inside.
Inside the
Inside
stadium. And then somebody said, "Oh, you're not letting him on campus." And I said, "No, we never said that he couldn't come on campus.
He just can't come in the stadium."
They changed it, and because everybody, it's been such a big story, everybody's been talking about it, and they've been saying, "Well, not really," and Ohio State said no, and then the campus, the president and all that said we didn't do that.
Let's just end this conversation. Where did Portnoy play?
Oh,
nowhere.
He was a baseball player.
Oh, he's a baseball player? Where?
Yeah. He was some.
I wonder if
Loyola Marymount? Huh?
I wonder if Urban Meyer got involved and went to AD and said, "Hey, we need to pull some strings here.
Get him out because he's going to trash our pizza."
Well, Urban Meyer's on their broadcast, so I'm sure he's probably
Urban Meyer's on the Fox broadcast.
But, I mean, do we really need a Michigan guy there? No, we don't.
So you don't think he should be there?
No, Portnoy, no. He's got trash pizza taste anyway.
Desmond Howard shouldn't be there because he's a Michigan guy?
No, but you know what? He's unbiased more than most people.
Portnoy is very biased, and that's the deal.
Yeah.
We're excited about it. We've come to the end of the show. We will be here tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Don't forget, we'll see you tomorrow, guys. You've been listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
And I watched a lot of preseason football the last couple of days, and I still see a tendency